This is my reaction to the UFC 277 press conference, which featured Juliana Pena, Amanda Nunes, Brandon Moreno, Kai Kara-France, Derek Lewis, Sergey Pavlovich, Alejandro Pantoja, Magomed Ankalaev, Anthony Smith. You may notice I missed a name. Alex Perez was at the press conference, but he didn't get a single question, and we'll talk about that. Let's talk about it right away. Okay, this is why I don't like Dana White being at press conferences. Listen, it's always nice to hear from Dana White, but he can do other interviews. He doesn't need to be at a press conference and have people from Texas asking him questions about what he's going to do for his birthday today. Happy birthday, Dana White, by the way. Hey, any restaurants you're going to be going to for your birthday treat? No one needs to know about that. You've got a one-time opportunity at a press conference here to ask some questions towards the fighters. And again, other than maybe Juliana Pena, Dana White got more questions than all of them. Stop bringing Dana White to the press conferences. Have Jon Anik be there, because last time he was at a press conference, someone asked Jon Anik a question, and he said at the end of it, I don't want to be let's just stick to the fighters and ask the fighters questions. I don't know why the media members are hell-bent on asking Dana White 7 questions every press conference and not asking anything to Alex Perez, who has a title elimination bout, potentially. Title elimination bout coming up this weekend. I don't think he's going to get a title shot if he wins, but crazier things have happened. He's on the Dana White's Contender Series alumni list, like he came from that show. You know they want one of those guys to become a world champion to validify that show and make it a real serious show to prove that guys that have been on this show can become world champions. So they might give him a title shot, who knows. But ask Alex Perez a question. Listen, I didn't miss anything. Like, honestly, I wouldn't have mind. I don't even mind that he didn't get a question. I just mind that people didn't give him a question and gave Anthony Smith 2 and Derek Lewis like 2 and then gave Sergey Pavlovich 1 because they wanted to ask Dana White what restaurant he was going to go to that weekend. I don't know why they do these things, but that's the MMA media for you guys. Couldn't care less about the actual sport itself, it seems. But either way, the press conference was pretty good. It wasn't... It's not the same without Marvin Vettori, okay? And Sean Strickland. I can't go back. I wish we never had the Sean Strickland press conference, because now everything else is going to suffer massively in comparison. I wish we never had it. I wish we just had our plain Jane press conferences that we've had over the past however many years, and we just were like, okay, this is what it's going to be, and a neutral level of enjoyment will be had. But now that we've had that massive rise in entertainment value from press conferences, including Sean Strickland, it's hard to plummet back down to this one. It really is. But there were some moments. Juliana Pena is good on the mic. I'm actually rooting for Juliana Pena to win. I think she's a good champion. She's pretty marketable. In terms of women's fighters, she actually does generate some interest for her bouts, and she wins the trash-talking battle. And, by the way, listen, Juliana Pena on fight day without makeup, yeesh. You know what I'm saying? It's a sight to behold in not the best of ways. Weight-cutting Juliana Pena, on-weight Juliana Pena with a bunch of makeup on. I'm saying, that's all I'm going to say about the situation. I believe I put her at C tier on my tier list video. Maybe B tier, low B tier or something like that when I did the hottest women's MMA fighter tier list. Check it out if you haven't already. It nearly got me terminated on YouTube. But either way, I'm putting her at A tier after that one. I'm telling you, listen, Juliana Pena on weight with makeup on. It's a wonder what makeup can do for women. But either way, had some good moments on the mic. That's what you said last time. That's what you said last time. When Amanda Nunes said that she was going to win. And Amanda Nunes, I'm ready. I'm ready. You know, all that type of stuff. So they went back and forth quite a bit. Even Kai Kara-France and Brandon Moreno. Kara-France tried to sort of go at Brandon Moreno with something. I think being cringe at press conferences is like a theme at CKB. Part of the initiation process. Obviously, Brandon Moreno isn't going to really trash talk with you and stuff like that. So Kara-France tried to say something like, come Saturday night, I think you'll be seeing my build. You know what I mean? With his cracky voice that he has. And then Brandon Moreno was like, no, man, don't play the game with me, man. No, man. No more talk for you, man. Let's not play the game, man. No Lego, man. And then we moved on from there. And, yeah, other than that, what else happened? Oh, I like Magomed Ankalaev becoming a bit of a heel. I like his vibe. Magomed Ankalaev. He could be a very boring guy. He already is in his fight style. So well, most fights that he has. Other fights he's had that have been quite entertaining, though, I will say. His last one was a bit of a stinker, though, over 5 rounds. And that's normally what people remember. But either way, I like that he was a bit mean with Anthony Smith. I think this is the end for Anthony Smith. His day comes to an end on Saturday. I like that he's being this sort of heel of a character. You know what I'm saying? Because if he can back that up with a great performance this weekend, it'll generate a lot of interest for him to fight for the belt. But Anthony Smith was just talking about how like he respects the skills of Ankalaev and yeah, man, being an NPC that he is, like, yeah, man, it's Return of the Mac. It's a really good song, and everybody bumps their head to Return of the Mac. Haha. You know what I mean? And that was some basic ass answer. So that was cool, I guess. And other than that, Alejandro Pantoja with shades, a new evolution of Alejandro Pantoja. I haven't seen this from him before. He's usually a very nice guy. But they asked him a question because he has wins over Kai Kara France and Brandon Moreno, and they're both at the press conference fighting for the interim belt, and he's not, which is ridiculous, but it's just how it works out schedule-wise sometimes, because Pantoja was out for a little bit while Kara France was active and finishing people and beating Askarov, who beat Pantoja, you know what I'm saying? But they asked him what he thinks about being on the press conference with those two, and he was like, yeah, I'm a good father, and I'm very happy for my kids, I don't know, maybe he was possessed by Glover Teixeira, but that's how it sounded to me anyway. And that was a good little line with the shades on. I like it, getting his personality out there a bit. If only Perez had a chance to even say anything, but, it probably would have been like, can't wait for Saturday night, really looking forward to Saturday night, and I can prove myself again. Thanks, Alex Perez. We didn't know that. We didn't know it was Saturday night. We're glad you reminded us all. Either way, though, Kai Kara France eventually responded to that by saying, you can have fun fighting on my prelims, Something like that. Sorry, there's a hair on my desk and it's messing with my brain. But that's okay. But Kai Kara France responded, Saturday night, you can have fun fighting on my prelims, and all that type of stuff. And that was a good line. Have fun fighting on my prelims. Usually it's not your prelims, let's be real, but it is the people's main event, Moreno versus Kara France too, so I'm looking forward to that one. And it's going to be a good night of fights. Derek Lewis, couple of jokes here and there with a Spanish translator, and I think he called him a PUTA, which is like a male prostitute or something like that in Brazil, or Portuguese lingo, or Mexican lingo. Spanish or Portuguese lingo. I don't know which one it is. I think it's Mexican. Spanish. You know what I'm saying? So either way, that's interesting. That's cool. And that's that. I guess. Spanish lingo from Derek Lewis. Joked that he needed a Spanish translator and that took a long time to sort out. And then Sergey Pavlovich got booed because he dared to be Russian. How dare he? And he just mentioned he was ready to add the name to his legacy, and then Sean Strickland swang in from the rafters on a big rope. And Marvin Vettori jumped up from underneath one of the desks. And they started fighting each other in the middle of the press conference. And out of nowhere, Davison Figueiredo just jetpacked his way in. And Conor McGregor was hanging onto his leg, kicking people with his titanium shin bound, yeah. And it was crazy. No, it was not crazy. It was pretty boring and dead. But at the face-offs at the end, Pavlovich is massive. I noticed that. Juliana Pena's looking like a snack. Let's be real. And, Pavlovich is a big boy, and Derek Lewis tried to make him flinch and ended up making Dana White flinch. I'm sure that'll go viral. I think I just ripped out a hair there. That actually felt quite bad. I just yanked at that one. That'll be great. Right, we'll just leave that hanging out. But either way, yeah, good press conference. It's not good without Strickland. There's just nothing, really. And even if it's Juliana Pena having some moments on the microphone against Amanda Nunes, and, she's going to show up, and everything's bigger in Texas, right? You know what I'm saying? All that type of stuff. And then what else did she say? Something else she said. I'm not surprised, mother. Like, it's not your line. Stop saying it. It's Nate Diaz's line. Stop just taking the line. If anyone else was taking lines like that, everyone would be calling him cringe. Get on her. She can't keep doing that. It's not hers. Get your own one. But either way, that's about that. Press conference complete, I guess. They had to do 2 Kara France Moreno weigh-in face-offs because... Not weigh-in face-offs, but press conference face-offs because they didn't have a belt in the background and stuff like that. And that's real interesting. And Moreno's got the hometown advantage, of course. People chanting for him in the crowd and stuff like that. I'm trying to remember if there's anything I missed out on. Maybe I'll check the comments of the actual press conference to see if I missed anything like that. Oh, I noticed Aljo responded and said, come get me, MMA Guru, all this kind of stuff. So that was pretty cool. So he mentioned me. But that was about it, really. Nothing else happened. Just Juliana Pena annoying Amanda Nunes. And that's it. All good. Oh! Juliana Pena trashed the women's featherweight division. Yes! New favourite women's fighter, boys. Juliana Pena, my new favourite female fighter. Round of applause, please. You know, can anybody name 3 women's featherweight fighters? Like, it was just, I loved it. I was grinning to myself watching that one go down because I've been trashing that division for years. I've been trashing that division because it shouldn't exist. And she was like talking about how Nunes shouldn't even be able to call herself champ. And she says she wants to fight at 145. Can anybody name a women's featherweight fighter? And all this type of stuff. And it's good. I like that. I like trashing that division openly on the main stage in front of Dana White because it's a joke of a division. And we were talking about cutting the men's flyweight division for daring to have 25 contenders actively trying to earn a living for themselves and not bringing anything to the company in terms of promotion-wise and pay-per-view sale-wise. But then women's featherweight, which literally has no one in it whatsoever and doesn't bring a dime to the company either. Keep that one open so we can have Nunes have 2 belts for nothing. It was literally made so Cyborg could compete. She's gone. You're not signing Kayla Harrison. She's on a massive multi-fight deal with PFL again. Get rid of it. That made no sense. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. That was the press conference. I'll give it like a 3 out of 10. 3.5. Pena roasted women's 145, so that's good. See you later. Thank you for watching. Toodle pip. Goodbye.